Well, hello everyone, and good day. Welcome back to PlayFrame and 1000xRESIST. Good day, I say, though not really for anyone here, obviously. Not really for anyone here ever most of the time, but good day to you though, I hope. Not to start on too big of a thought ramble before resuming the story, which you all have waited for 24 hours to continue, but something that I've been thinking about in between sessions off and on as we go through the story, and I just keep being impressed by it. I've been trying to put a finger on exactly what it is that impresses me in this story that has a lot of big mysteries and in which you spend a lot of time not understanding the full big picture and sometimes being very disoriented. Why does that feel really effective and potent and exciting and gripping here, but in a Final Fantasy VII Remake or a Kingdom Hearts, it feels weak or flimsy? Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And the simplistic answer is that just this is a lot better written than those, which, while true, that's too reductive to be useful as an explanation. It's dismissive, if anything. That's not helpful to anybody. So I've been trying to pinpoint exactly what it is. I think part of it is that this game has given me a lot of reason for faith in it when there is a mystery, that the answer to that mystery is worthwhile. There's part of it is that because this game has been peeling back the layers on each mystery more and more every single episode we've gone through. And every little extra bit of information is not only cool and exciting in isolation, but also suggests all kinds of interesting ramifications for other stuff we already knew and connects other kinds of dots and starts pulling the weave of the whole tapestry together in our brain. Just that exciting mystery coming together, starting to solve it, starting to untangle it, that feeling is happening pretty consistently. Whereas in a Kingdom Hearts especially, a lot of the time, there's really not much sense of that mystery coming together much at all. A lot of the times the mysteries are kind of thrown at you at the very end. A lot of stuff is thrown at you kind of not very explained, and then it kind of just leaves you on your own to try to stitch together a puzzle where they've only given you 50 out of 300 pieces. Promising that there will be 20, 30 more pieces maybe in that next sequel. I think actually the bigger reason, though, is that at every point of this story, even in the points where we're very lost, even in the points where we're disoriented, we don't know exactly what's going on, new big things have been thrown at us that we don't have context for, the plot logic and information may be eluding us, but the immediate drama logic, the emotions of the moment that the characters are feeling in response to their situation are understandable. Maybe a character is as lost as we are. Maybe some characters know more of what's going on, but they aren't telling, and for their own reasons. But I always sincerely believe the emotions each character is going through, and even without a complete picture, the information I do have suggests all kinds of interesting possibilities, and the things I've learned from past mystery reveals have given me a lot of context to understand what the answer to the next mystery question might give us. I understand the ramifications of every new bit of information, or at least I've got a pretty good general idea. And those ramifications are interesting and exciting and pull you further in to want to get just a few more pieces of data to get a bit of a clearer picture. And maybe you uncover a new angle of the mystery along the way that you didn't even, you weren't even thinking about it. And then you want to start chasing that thread a little bit too. And the game's just been very carefully delivering that information to us, while always very, very carefully also keeping the emotional experience of the moment in mind. And that emotion experience is not just confusion and being disoriented. Sometimes, yes, in brief bursts, but not for very long. And I think that's where the difference is. I don't have to understand the full explanation to be feeling very strong emotions and to be feeling a lot of strong dramatic stakes in the scene for all the characters involved. And I think that makes an enormous difference. Comparing this to Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth and stuff like that is kind of absurd on its face. These are very different things. But in terms of just storytelling craft, I'm very impressed with this. Even when it is doing things that, when executed in Kingdom Hearts, I find frustrating. Sorry for the ramble, because I'm still very obviously piecing together my thoughts on this. It's just a thing that's been rattling around in my brain for a couple of weeks now. Maybe by the end of the playthrough, I'll have slightly clearer thoughts. Probably not. Anyway, what nightmare are you about to do?
Are you ready for me?
I don't know.
I found the body.
Good girl. A+. All the stars. Anything else of interest?
I mean, we'd learned a lot of things. Are you seeing this too? I guess you're not. They did shoot one another. There was a mutiny. Also, there's the occupant. I don't know if you can see it, but it's kind of looming. It's a little uncomfortable.
There was a massacre. 2 of them gunned down a whole group.
Not a good look.
No, it's not.
But who are we to judge?
Point.
We're on our own path to blood. Show me. Well, this is our lucky specimen?
That's him. Are you gonna show me your magic trick?
You give a little, you get a little. After the whole ordeal, with Watcher refusing one of Fixer's eyes, I started growing some.
Go on.
A hobby that became a bit of an obsession.
Say something that makes this slightly less creepy.
You've been carrying around a pair of eyes?
Oh, a few more than a few.
You have failed my test.
We've been cloning for time immemorial, but we've never pursued a more permanent manipulation of the recipe.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Why? Wouldn't you want improved eyesight? Increased muscular strength? Extra lung capacity? So who's this guy? What's his name?
George.
Let's make these eyes look just like George. Take those eyes over to Fixer.
Don't involve me in this.
She can give them a whirl.
Let's hope it works.
Go on. I'm going to poke at this body some more.
Sure.
Such judgment. Watcher really did rub off on you.
I'm going to go away from you. Did you finish your business here? I'll talk with you when you're not in this mode. How are you doing?
Can you do this for me, Blue? It would be
Right,
awful.
yes. You got it. Before going through this whole 50 slideshow, not sure I would have, but now, yes, you got it. So, Fixer, this may sound strange, but can I interest you in some eyes? Please say yes. I don't want to go talk to Healer anymore right now.
All right, here goes nothing. The retinal scans are confirmed. No way. I've been dreaming about this for years.
Years?
Navigation, propulsion, energy distribution,
Fixer.
life support, climate control, contingencies, it's all here.
Fixer.
What? Can't you see I'm busy?
Our guests are here.
Blue, go and greet them.
Me.
You know them, and they know you.
What are you gonna do?
I just need a bit more time. I'll explain later, trust me, okay? Go, please. And not a word about Watcher yet, got it? None of that stuff you told us. Let's keep that to ourselves.
You better have something good.
Don't worry. I do.
I'm worried, though.
Keep them busy for us.
I'll do what I can.
I'll be watching your back. We're not losing anybody else today.
That sounds good. I don't know if I trust whatever Fixer is up to, but you're on the same page, and I think I trust you, so Why the umbrella? Where do we start? I guess we should start with you. Looking more well-armed than last time. So, we meet again.
Oh, look who it is. Our brave little miscellaneous.
I'm taller than you.
That's what's wrong with you Iris types. Always looking down on us.
Cherry saved me. She didn't have to, but she did. I owe her my life.
Cherry. She was always a romantic. You need to make her sacrifice count.
What do y'all want, actually? Big picture. How do you know about Iris and Zhao? Whose body was at the garden center? Kind of curious about that, too. I want to know all these things. You will answer all these things, yes?
What do you want from all this?
We want reparations for all that ancient Iris did to ancient Zhao. She was a shitty friend.
True.
We want control of the other side to govern and operate as we please. We want control of our own creation. No more printing unless we say so. And we're not wearing these stupid uniforms anymore.
That all seems pretty reasonable.
How do you know about the past?
Secretary came to us.
A communion?
No, I can only interface with Iris descendants. In this case, the distance was too great between host and guest. So instead, I gave a grand oration. It was Watcher's idea.
Secretary told us the whole story. We thought we were made to serve Iris types. They gave us life. But after everything we learned, Zhao was a whole person in her own right. She deserved better. And we're gonna make that a reality, even if it kills us.
If Watcher was alive, whose body was that at the garden center?
They must have stuffed some poor shell and dressed her up.
That's horrible.
You Iris types don't even know your own capacity for cruelty. We're only here out of respect for Watcher. She set us on the path for justice, and we owe her for that. But Fixer and her lot, we're moving forward, with or without them.
I don't really know that a sorry from me is going to... Well, I don't know what it'll mean to you, but... in case it means more than nothing.
I want you to know I'm sorry. Sorry for everything Iris did to Zhao. Sorry for everything my kind has done to yours.
And I don't know if we really can make it right either, but worth extending that offer at least.
I want to make it right. For you and for the others. I owe that to Cherry.
Actions, not words, miscellaneous. Prove it to us.
Fair enough. So let's greet the other guests, I suppose.
Kid, I'm glad to see you. I imagine bartender never wanted you to be blown to pieces. I'm relieved. It's strange to see BBF again. And Healer. Fixer. Ghosts of the past. I guess that's how everyone else sees us.
That's unfair.
What's fair and what's true? What's more important?
If you've given up already, why are you here?
I haven't given up. You kids don't stop to think sometimes. Age gives you more ways to look at things. Enough time to make mistakes, not be so full of bluster. I know some people just want us to crawl down a dark hole and disappear, but we've still got some dignity left, and we'll fight for it.
So, what do you want for yourselves?
We want safety and acknowledgement for all we've contributed through the transition, through the founding of the provisional government. Maybe not everything needs to change so quickly. Maybe there's something you can learn from us. This is what Bartender would have wanted.
Maybe. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know for sure if that should be highest priority at this immediate time. It's interesting. I feel like we're getting, I could be wrong. I feel like we're getting toward an end here. Maybe, or at least not too far from one. It feels like a place where we're making several decisions about how we want to move forward that might be pretty consequential. I feel like the Jaws were able to make a more compelling case than this, at least. I don't know if we're only going to get to really choose one in this, or if we really get to choose much of anything, but I don't know for sure if that's what Bartender would have wanted. If anything, I kind of feel like Blue would be... Well, I guess Blue knew Bartender at a different time, but Blue knew Bartender more recently.
I saw the time you lived in. What can we learn from your complicity?
Don't be ungrateful. We lay the foundation piece by piece. There would be no ground for you to walk on if we didn't do our work. How can you forget all that Bartender did for you?
Nobody should be gunned down like she was. But your time is over. You need to make space for us. Maybe you didn't do as much as you think. You had your chance. Now, it's ours.
Bartender wasted her time on you.
We'll see. We'll get to you in a minute.
You didn't burn after all. It would have been more glorious. You're cursed now to live with the consequences.
Great to see you too.
Yeah, lucky me.
I want to introduce you to someone. This is Other Iris.
Uh-huh.
Sister, it is good to meet you. She doesn't look that special to me.
Her significance is hidden in plain sight. But I assure you, she's an exact genetic match. The perfect copy. You can ask Healer to verify.
And what do you want?
It's not what I want. We follow in her footsteps.
Okay, Other Iris, what is it that you want?
I was reborn into this body, forced to live a new life in this environment. What I know of my past self, she stood above the rest of you. I do not want that. I want to stand beside you.
Okay.
We need a figurehead, someone to be above these conflicts, someone to remind us to be our better selves.
You're gonna need a better example.
We have more followers than you think. They are not naive. They've experienced this time after the All-Mother. Some prefer this new way of life.
We simply want to organize in the open without prosecution, so we can practice our ways A fixer, a healer, a bang-bang fire, a knower, and a watcher ascendant.
And those who don't follow you?
They are free to choose, of course. But if they need guidance, we will be there for them.
You pass through fire, Miscellaneous. Have an open mind.
I'm not saying we can't carry anything forward, y'all, but I don't think, having been through a few cycles of generally very similar things, I'm not sure what we need is another do-over. Especially built on a pretty flimsy feeling foundation here. Pose notwithstanding.
Believe it or not, but I've witnessed the All-Mother's time.
A communion? You are most fortunate.
Sure. We can't go back to that way of being.
You must be mistaken. We simply want the choice to exist in our own way. We will not force anyone to join us who does not desire to. Please, consider it.
I will consider that. So, good to see you again. I don't know if you're going to need that here, but thoughtful of you to bring it.
Hey, Blue.
Chris?
You lived. I have to say, I'm surprised.
Me too.
How did you get here?
We all have our ways, but you can't imagine what some of those Reds would do for a scrap of food. Or maybe you can. I'm glad you're alive, Blue. I really am. We can finally take Old Town for ourselves.
Is that what you want?
Isn't that what we've always wanted, for us Miscellanies to carve our own path? To live without their expectations?
The bomb was your idea.
Fixer, she doesn't know what it's like to be us. They had everything, and we have nothing to lose. Yes, the bomb was my idea.
And me, was I always part of the plan?
No, but I knew. It was only about time. If they kept pressing on our necks long enough, something was going to snap. I never wanted it to be you. But who was I to refuse?
I was angry.
And you had every right to be angry. We all did. You're the best of us. You did what others were too afraid to do. You're a hero, Blue. Don't forget that.
Where's Mauve?
Who?
The guard in white.
The High Minister's pet, you mean? She broke off from us.
How could you work with her? She and her kind killed Bartender.
It was a relationship of convenience. Surely there will be more.
You'll do anything, won't you?
You and I are similar in this way. That's why I always liked you.
And what now? You here to kill them? Fixer, Healer, and BB?
It depends. I'm here to give them one last chance. If they have something to offer, I'm willing to listen. What do you think? Fixer and the rest, are they trustworthy?
That's a good question. These have all actually been good questions. I like, again, this sort of feels like the place in a lot of RPGs, especially like RPGs from like 10 years ago or so, like some BioWare RPGs, Deus Ex, some others, where you're kind of making a choice at the end of which direction you want this story to go, like just choosing an ending. And this doesn't It feels a little bit like that, but not quite. And we're not even necessarily choosing one. We're getting to talk to several different factions and kind of decide ultimately whether we agree with their vision of the future. Like, it's not that we have all of their knowledge and experience, but we do have a lot that they don't have also. A lot of context that they may also not have. And you kind of just get to make that choice for yourself, and it may not impact ending stuff at all. Either way, it's really neat. And there's a lot of good questions, too. Because Fixer and the rest are a little bit of a disappointment. They're definitely doing their best and trying, but it has definitely become clear in spending time with them. They're a little out of the loop of what's been happening. Like, they clearly don't have perfect information and understanding of how bad things have been for those living in Old Town and the Orchard. And whatever they're trying to do, they've been struggling. I don't know if a whole lot is to be gained by telling this faction that they are, but having this faction lump Fixer and the rest among the enemy, though. But it is that's a complicated ethical question, though, because, the Jows make a very good case as a very, mistreated, extremely mistreated underclass for a lot of generations, born from an extremely mistreated person. They make a pretty good case and argument for retribution and justice. And the Miscellaneous are also a very mistreated underclass, not for quite as long, but it's tough questions. But I've been sitting here stalling on this choice for maybe too long now. I am optimistic about whatever Fixer and BB and Healer are going to try.
They've had some challenges, but they're ready to go now. Give them a chance to help.
Thank you, Blue. I'll keep that in mind.
Hey, listen up. Fixer is ready for you.
Also, do you guys really want to cross Bang Bang Fire? Looking like that? I wouldn't.
Leave your arms outside, and no sudden movements. I'm watching you.
You're out of your mind.
You want to summon an occupant?
We saw your train burning on the tracks.
A mass communion. Is it possible?
Just shut up and listen.
You never like listening to others.
Aw, look who's all grown up.
Fixer, please. Continue.
I don't need your permission, Mom.
Don't speak to her like that.
Can we focus, everyone?
Hey, watch your step.
All right. Calm down. Just everyone calm down. I've had a bad day. Please don't make it worse.
Look, I get it. I get it. We were slow and you decided to go on without us. Fair game. But we're here now. We're ready to contribute. This mass communion, whatever you want to call it, gives us a chance to set things straight. No more living in the dark. Everyone will see what happened for themselves. It's what Watcher wanted.
The Jows support this. You all need to see what the All-Mother was really like. You too, make-believe, Iris.
Does it matter, her disposition? She gave us life.
Not exactly. Small detail, but we're cloned from Principal's hair.
Sacrilege.
The truth is ugly. I know.
Sisters need to see how Watcher was set up, how Principal betrayed us.
I don't care who did what or when. I want a better life for Miscellaneous today.
Well, there's more. This is our known world. Small, isn't it? We're sitting deep underwater in what they used to call the Pacific Ocean.
We are underwater, which, yeah, makes sense.
We've been trapped down here and it's starting to show. Multiple systems are breaking down. I don't know how much time we have left. The cloning machines are run past their capacity. Any day now, they'll go down for good.
The stillborns.
Exactly. But this thing, our home, they called it a generation ship. It can move, it can surface. Look, if we stay down here, we'll end up like those ancient douchebags.
You mean we don't have to live with your lot? What the hell are we waiting for?
It's not so easy. I need a group of sisters to go down to propulsion and bring the ship back up to speed. Hard to do while on the run. Extra hard with the Red Guard on our backs.
You were always obsessed with the surface.
Listen to me, there's a whole planet out there, and we've been cut off from it. Isolated, suffocating each other. We need to go up for air.
So you can tell us how to live in another place? If we can't solve this down here, we won't be able to solve it up there.
And the occupants? It's not safe on the surface.
That's where Blue comes in. Blue is the one thing we all have in common. Thanks to Watcher, she's seen more than all of us. She's proven herself to you, hasn't she? She knows what's at stake, and she's willing to do what it takes. Blue, you'll be the host of this communion. Gain the favor of the occupants. Use their power.
To eradicate the Red Guard. That's what we're all thinking, isn't it?
We don't even know if this will work. There must be some other option.
We could do it the old-fashioned way. We could march on the orchard, try to take them one by one. Last time I checked, we're outnumbered and outgunned. How many more of us need to bite it?
What about the High Minister?
Nowhere's trapped. Playing both sides.
I don't care about that. Will she concede?
She's done more to help us than you know. I don't know what she'll do.
Then she needs to go as well.
No, not an option.
Nowhere did nothing as they picked us off. In our rooms, on the streets.
We are not giving up on Nowhere.
BB, stop. She knew this was coming.
The High Minister needs to answer for her part in this. Do you understand, Blue?
Enough. I don't care which one of you Iris types lives or dies. How are we going to do this?
We need to get to those other familiars.
One is with Principal.
And her Jow has the other.
I can confirm they're both situated in the office, treating their wounds.
But they've tripled the guard count since the explosion, especially around the elevator.
Well, who said we needed to get inside the office?
I hate this already.
Oh boy, oh boy.
What do you mean you can't find her? She was here a moment ago.
I searched everywhere.
Look again.
Yes, High Minister.
She is dangerous. She needs to be found.
Oh boy. That was an entrance choice, and not one that we looked entirely in control of on the way down. Really hope we've got a good, strong plan for the start of Chapter 10. And I don't really want to stop, but I guess I should be grateful the game actually gave me a clear stopping point. So I will see you all on Monday. Maybe for the end of I don't even know how much there is left. Maybe for the end of this. But have a good weekend. One way or another, I feel like this is definitely getting wrapped up next week. So see you Monday for the beginning of the end. Goodbye.